Yeah, I was born in Spruce Grove, Alberta, and I have kind of that classic Canadian story of, we had the rink out back and we'd race home from school, all the neighborhood kids, and we'd just get out there and we'd play hockey. I ended up moving to Calgary and growing up and playing in that minor hockey system there, and you make the Team Albertas and you go to the Canada Winter Games. From there, I made the development team with the national team. For 5 years I was on the development team, and that led to then ultimately one day making the senior team with a couple setbacks along the way. It wasn't a direct journey by any means. It's fun to look back and to think, man, this kid from Spruce Grove in Calgary, Alberta, got to go to 2 Olympic Games as a player, 1 as a coach, and it's quite a story for myself, and it's something I'm proud of.
Well, Carla, I first got to know her when she was 12 years old in the Hockey Alberta program, so been fortunate enough to know her for a long time. Was always an incredibly smart player. Loved the game, loved to have fun while she was playing. But the thing that really stands out is her game IQ and how smart she was when she was on the ice.
Mel Davidson, she was essentially my coach at Canada Games through my Olympics. So she was kind of my coach at the top level for my whole career. And I just see the endless hours of work she put in to make sure that we were continuing to get better and getting the respect that we garnered.
It's great to hear when a player that you've coached recognizes that. I'm not so sure when they're playing they recognize it, but years later when they start to coach themselves and they realize how much work has to go into it.
That's the neat thing, the sport's so young. I look at the generation before my playing days and what they did for us and where they had the game and took it to in their time, and hopefully in our time we did the same thing, and now it's this generation's turn. The game is fantastic today. Go watch any of these teams here, any of these players here, they're elite. They train professionally, they understand the skill set differently, the mechanics of the game have changed, the technology in the game continues to change. All this is helping our game grow. So I don't think it's, it's like, whoa, it's so much better now. It's just different now. And I think that's just the evolution of sport.
We're really proud of the work we've done since the Vancouver Olympics in growing players, growing coaches, equipment managers, and above all, continuing to strive for an opportunity for young females and young women to move into the coaching ranks. Now when we look out here at the Women's Worlds, we see the athlete ambassadors playing. So many benches now have women on the bench. We're starting to get that old girls club together, and there's a lot more collaboration, a lot more understanding throughout the network now that there are people here for you and there are people behind you.
To your point about women working in the NHL, it's a great thing. It is 2022. It's time, and it's great that time has come and is getting better. But the other side of it, in my opinion, is celebrating those in the women's game. It shouldn't have to be tethered to the men's game to be given the check mark of approval that we've made it. And it's just finding that balance point that we should have opportunities in every game. It's hockey, right? Men have opportunities in both sides of the game. Women should have the same opportunity, and celebrating both, I think, is really, really important.
I've always said it could be a game of life. But now it really can be a career for women. Now you can stay in the game forever, and I think that's what excites me today, and what's looking great for the future is that you can make hockey a part of your world, and you can make a living out of it, not just as a player, but in so many other areas.
No different if you put an NHL player next to a women's national team player. They're doing the same thing. They are professional athletes, they are professional coaches. And recognizing that and putting them on that stage at the same time is an important thing. Right? That is important because it is what we're missing.